Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to a very, very spooky episode of Planet Twon. I don't know if I'm with this lighting. Let's see if I can get it right. Welcome back to Planet Twon, the place you come when you're ready to get spooky. It is your host, Twon Savage, and I am here and I am ready to celebrate my favorite month of every single year ever, October, the fall season. Samhain, Samhain, or as people these days call it, Halloween. I just want to say that horror and scary things and fear has a very, very special place in my heart. Now, before we get started with today's episode, I want you guys to like, subscribe, follow, and please stay in tune because this month I got a lot in store for you guys. Now, before we proceed, let me spark up. Stupid skeleton hands. Okay. I got it. I got it. Anyway, so I just want to say that it's nice to see you guys again. I think my bones aren't gonna be strong enough, so I'm gonna have to grow my hands back if possible. So give me a minute. There we go. I got my hands back. It feels good to have hands back. The skeleton and bone hands really are uncomfortable, but they do scare people. So today's episode, I don't know what I'm gonna talk about, so I'm gonna just wing it for the most part. I'm gonna talk about some scary things, some horror things. For those of you who don't know, I aspire to be a filmmaker. If you must know, specifically a horror movie filmmaker. I want to make the scariest thing in the world, and I know I can do it. Horror movies nowadays, they're still good to an extent, but a lot of them are just reruns and reboots and requels and legacy characters coming back and just recycled ideas after recycled ideas, and it gets old. Now, personally, I'm a fan of classic horror movies. I'm talking 70s, 80s, some of the 90s movies. That's because I feel like that's where the fear originated. With horror movies like that, you get great hits such as Halloween, obviously, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Child's Play, the Hellraiser series. You get Psycho and the Psycho sequels. You get the Living Dead sequels, Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Living Dead. You get things like monster movies and creature features and things like that. Now, out of that same classic era, my favorite subgenre of movies came. And I don't know if you guys know, but it's called slasher movies. Slasher movies to me are the fucking shit. I swear to God, it is by far the best genre of horror movies out there. Because if you think about it, it's nothing but simply some deranged serial killer, whether human or extraterrestrial, supernatural, whatever you want to call it, just going and killing a bunch of kids until the sun rises. Now, I definitely understand that does get boring because someone's a killer, they're victims, and then you kind of repeat. But good horror movies know how to mix it up. After a long time of slasher movies being recycled and redone and overused, and you start getting things like different tropes, like that dumb trope that never make any sense to me, the black guy dying first. Do I look like I would die in a horror movie to you? The answer is no, because I survived this shit. I have my own horror movie guide that I made and wrote myself. Now, I do want to say that there are certain slasher movies that change the genre, though. Like Scream, I Know What You Did Last Summer. You get into things like the early 2000s slasher movies. A lot of people hate those. A lot of people say they're trash. A lot of people say that they're corny and crappy and terrible effects. Me personally, I think that the early 2000s and late 90s had some of the best horror movies out there. Yeah, they were kind of like cornballish movies, or movies that you can just see the ending coming from a mile away, but still good movies. I mean, they're no classic slasher movies, but they are in the history books. I personally have my own horror movie collection. I've been growing it for, I don't know, a couple of years now. I started earlier, back in high school, when I first decided I wanted to collect horror movies. My mom was doing it already. My granddad had did it, so it was kind of like a family thing. My uncle was doing it, and I was like, I guess it's time for me to inherit the movie collection. So I made my own movie collection, and sadly, my dog ripped it up. So sad. Now, when I say ripped up my movies, I mean tore the cases up, the disc up, and then just ruined the entire cover art. It was just terrible. So I had to start all over, and it's been taking me some time to do it, but eventually I want to own every horror movie from beginning to end, old to new, 1920s to 2022, whatever the case may be. I want to own as many as I can, if not all, but as many as I can. Slashers are always high on my list. I always gotta give them love. I always gotta look out for new slasher movies. I also like ghost movies, supernatural movies, because those are the ones that I find to be really scary. Like, there you are chilling, watching a movie, then bam, little dead girl comes out of the TV. You're not safe anywhere. There's an app that tells you when you're gonna die. They made a movie out of that. There is this movie called Hellfest that takes place at an amusement park. Everyone loves amusement parks. Like, you can go on and on with different original ideas, and it's incredible. I feel like as long as Hollywood decides to be original with their ideas, horror will live a long time. If they keep doing the bullshit that they're doing, horror is gonna die off. Currently, I want to give a shout out to what I believe are my personal top 5 horror movies of the year. Now, I know the year is not over with. There are still movies coming out. I'm calling it how I see it right off the bat. Now, I want everyone to know that this is just my list. It's a personal list. Everyone has their own personal list. This is just mine, and that's fine. Respect my list. If you have your own list, cool. Fuck your list. But this is my list. Now, I'm gonna start with. I'm not gonna do it in any specific order. I'm gonna just list them off. So, first favorite horror movie of the year is X, written and directed by Ty West. By far the most phenomenal horror movie that I've seen in a long time. Like, that rejuvenated my want for good horror. It rejuvenated my love of directing. It rejuvenated me completely. I know it's a weird word to keep saying, but what can I say? It did. Like, personally, as a filmmaker, aspiring filmmaker, with all the horror movies I'm going to make, I want to try to be as versatile as I can and not remake the same things that I've always seen. Like, yeah, I'll go back to watch a classic horror movie or something I've seen 10 years ago, but I won't take that as inspiration. I'll take it as motivation, Because the difference between inspiration and motivation is that inspiration kind of says, like, if you listen to music, like, hey, I want to make music, it inspires you to do music. Motivation is like, oh, I'm listening to music, I'm gonna go write a story. It makes you go do something. Inspiration makes you go do that exact. I know I explained that so weird, but don't judge me. I'm high. I'm like happy Halloween high. Second movie, Scream 5. Rest in peace, Wes Craven. But shout out to Radio Silence for directing that movie. They did a phenomenal job taking over where Wes Craven left off. Characters are great. Pause. I just sped past X without giving it any more detail. If you have not seen X is about 6 characters, 5, I haven't seen it in a while. I'm gonna say 5 characters, and they all go out to 6 characters. Yeah, it is 6 characters. They go out to this farm, and I'm trying to think about how to say it without giving away spoilers. Okay, so 6 characters go out to a farm, and they are trying to shoot the best, most original, and probably one of the first adult movies. Now, the farm that they go out to isn't your normal farm. Something is going on at the farm. And these kids figure out what it is, but it comes at a cost. I know that's a very, very vague definition of a movie, but it's intentional. I don't want you to know what it is, but I'm going to keep it short like that. Secondly, Scream, directed by Radio Silence. It's weird that it's called Scream. It's really Scream 5. But if you haven't watched the Scream franchise, I don't really know what else to tell you. There's masked killer attacking people for about 20 years. Same killer. Go watch it. That's all I got for you. The reason I can't go too deep into detail is because there are certain characters in that movie that come back. There are certain characters in the movie that die, but I don't want to tell you that they're in the movie. That there's just a good amount of good characters in there. A lot of good scenes happen, a lot of good action, a lot of good horror. There are some scenes that tug at the heartstrings. I can't tell you, but you'll see. It came out, I believe it was like the first horror movie of the year this year, which usually, if any movie comes out in January, especially horror-wise, it's probably the bottom of the barrel. Like, January is usually like the dumping grounds of horror movies, and they usually make you wait towards the end of the year for the really good movies, you know? But no, Scream 5 came out swinging, can't even lie, and they started working on Scream 6 immediately at the beginning of the summer. If I'm not mistaken, it comes out January of next year, so year after year. Third movie, Barbarian. The simple synopsis is a lady rents an Airbnb, and when she arrives, she finds that there's someone else already there. And that person who rented out the Airbnb says that they rented it before she did. So now they gotta figure out what's going on. It gets deep, guys. I shit you not, that movie gets so deep, and I can't even tell you more than that, but go see it. It's called Barbarian. It's honestly, oh my God, like 10 out of 10. 9 out of 10, but still a 10, close to a 10. Really good movie. Fourth, it's obvious. Halloween Ends. My favorite horror movie, Halloween, has come to the end of its franchise. Or so they say. Now, I finally get to see Michael Myers hit theaters again. It's been a year since the last one. But in the movie, it takes place 4 years in the future, so who knows where we're at. I do look forward to it, but it also makes me sad because if it's like the last movie in the franchise, who knows how long I have to wait for the next one. Like, I know I have to wait until I direct it, but like, I want to see at least one before I direct it. Like, you know, just one more. Because when I direct it, oh, it's going to be so great. We're going to have black people in there. We're going to have people of color in there. We're going to have them be like college kids. Michael's going to massacre. Oh, it's going to be incredible. You're going to see me make a whole new world of Haddonfield and Halloween. Can't wait. No, the last movie I had to ponder on. It was a tie between 2 movies. So after this one, I'll give like an honorable mentions also for the year, I guess. But with number 5, Jordan Peele's Nope. That movie was so magnificent and otherworldly. It was very, very like, what's the word for it? was a very, very dynamic film, like huge scale film. Like it's the best genre. Sorry, it's the best movie of that genre that I've seen in a long time. I won't tell you what the movie's about because the cast won't tell anybody, the director won't tell anybody. People who have seen it, who do spoilers and whatnot, they'll tell you about it, but I don't really want to tell you about it. So if you haven't seen it, go see it. It's called Nope, Nope. It takes place in an open land, no trees, just a bunch of dirt. Black characters encounter something and things happen. That's all I got for you. I'm really bad at this. I'm gonna work on my movie reviews soon, but as for now, those are my top 5 of the year so far. Honorable mentions. Yeah, Bodies. The movie was hilarious. That threw me for a loop. The twist ending, magnificent. Prey, great sequel in the Predator franchise. Great prequel, which technically it is. It gave great insight to real Native American culture, and has some really good kills. Men. The movie was very, very misogynistic, which it was supposed to be. It was really, really fucked up in the head. It involves paganism, suicide, trauma, depression, misogyny, fear. Has a lot of good cinematography, creepy scenes in it. Definitely recommend it. What else is this here? Pearl? Yeah, I would recommend Pearl. Pearl's a sequel to X. I want you guys to watch X first before I recommend Pearl to you, because Pearl is something else, something new. It's crazy. I see so many movies a year that I forget like which ones I want to recommend. There's just like I have a list of movies in my head, like I could list them off, but like I'm trying to think of like specific movies this year. And I'll do another video, another review. This is a podcast just about horror things. This is just one of many this month. I'm thinking about doing 2 episodes a week since it's my favorite month. Bump it up a little bit. Next episode, we're gonna have a guest on. We're gonna talk about horror movies. Just a little horror trivia. Talk about some true crime things. I know you people out there like true crime, so look at some true crime things for you guys. We might talk about Dahmer, that new Netflix TV show. I haven't watched it yet, but everyone's recommending it. I'm more of a Charles Manson guy, but I'll give it a watch. If they make a show about Manson, that'll be incredible. Wait, I'm calling it now. If Dahmer does good, they're gonna make a show about Manson. I'm calling it. You heard it first from Charlie. Also, I got a new music video coming out soon. It's to my All Hallows Eve song. Very, very creepy. Very, very good. Bar heavy. It uses different elements of horror quotes, or allusions, or names, or shout outs, things like that. The music video is going to be dope. Without a doubt, it's going to be dope. Every video I do is dope, but the music video is going to be dope. What else I got in store for you guys? Hold on, I'm going to drink some soda. Ooh. Oh, also, this October, I look forward to watching old Disney movies. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever seen Phantom of the Megaplex. Oh my god, I love the movie so much. Good mystery. It's almost like Disney's best horror movie in my mind. They also got Halloween Town, Casper. I look forward to watching Hocus Pocus 2. I haven't seen it yet. Heard good things about it. I'm really skeptical because I don't like when they wait a long time to do a sequel to a movie that doesn't need a sequel. They do it to a lot of movies. Like, they shouldn't do them, but they do. Hocus Pocus is like a one and done kind of movie. It didn't need a sequel, but they're doing it. They have the original 3 sisters playing themselves, like the same characters, so I look forward to that. if you guys want to watch horror movies, I recommend downloading Shudder. Shudder is an app that has a abundant amount of horror movies, original, new, ones that are sequels, ones that are trilogies, franchises, movies for all people, different ages, all shapes and sizes. They have movies that are gory, movies that are like thrillers where there are like no blood, there's no killer, but definitely will scare you. I definitely recommend watching multiple horror movies this month. It's better this month than any other month because this is the time where the veil between the living and the dead is the thinnest. And boy, do I love it. I think that's all I got for you guys. I know it's random. It's more like midnight radio than it is anything else. But that's how we get down on Planet Twon. Like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next week. This week. Tomorrow. Yesterday. Maybe in a few minutes. Maybe never. Maybe forever. Who knows? I definitely don't. And that's okay. What are you doing? I'm bored as hell, y'all. Alright, I'm gonna catch y'all next week.
If you leave, I'll never forgive you. Don't you run away. I'm coming for you. I'm watching you.